If you wish to address me, call me the Fool.
Burn my broken shell to new stars. To be free is to hold a cup.
Praise the fool.
Feel like a brand new
我想想，请问这是什么地方？您是谁？你们可以称呼我愚者。
The celestial worthy of heaven and earth for blessings is his title in the Western continent. The other title is King of Space-Time, Beacon of Destiny, Embodiment of Saphira Kasset, Dominator of the Spirit World, and Lord of the Mysteries.
In a world veiled by steam and shadows, where ancient gods slumber and madness beckons, Klein Moretti steps onto the path of the Beyonders. A journey of power, deception, and cosmic horror. To ascend is to defy fate. To falter is to be devoured by the unknown. Welcome to Lord of the Mysteries.
Gairman Sparrow, murderer, heretic, illusion. No one knows who he is, only what follows. He appears, and names begin to die. Some say he's a hunter, others say he's
nothing. I am the flaw in your calculation. I am necessity. I am an act, without cause, without remorse. I am the answer, when it's too late to ask. The one who comes, when you think it's over. A whisper that brings death. I was before you. I will be after. I am the end.
Do not pry into the mystery of dawn. Alger's whispers soon disappeared, but it continued resounding in everyone's ears, making them realize a reality. Although Mr. Fool often didn't put on any airs and seldom spoke, merely answering every request they had, making them find him warm. He was ultimately a god whose mystery shouldn't be pried into. He was a god that transcended reality.
The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life.
Upon seeing this, Klein turned his head to look at Adam and asked in puzzlement, "Why are you showing me these? Wouldn't it be safer to hypnotize me and put me to sleep until Amon becomes a god?" Adam's eyes were clear as he said, with a warm expression, "To be frank, if the other party wasn't Amon, then I'd be more willing to help you become the dominator of the spirit world. We have too many things in common. In a sense, we are old friends who have met before." That said, he smiled and said, "We meet again, mysteries." Adam isn't necessarily Adam's. Price is always exacted for what fate bestows, isn't it? I am one, and also infinity, the beginning and the end.
Adam raised his head and looked at the astral world, which had been distorted from authority and symbolism. He smiled calmly and said to the shadow behind him, "They don't seem to be aware of the reason why I used visionary as the foundation this time." Just as he said that, he proclaimed in a solemn and deep voice, "I am one and also infinity, the beginning and the end." His eyes suddenly turned illusory as an ocean that seemed to contain all possible colors appeared around him. A burning but illusory sun appeared above his head. To his left, lightning, squalls, and waves formed a supercilious phantom. On his right, there was a white tower with numerous brass eyes. The authorities and symbols that Adam had envisioned entered his body one after another under the influence of the Chaos Sea. Finally, the shadow that clung tightly to Adam's back shrank into his body. The sea that contained all the colors began to rise. Adam expanded into a giant shadow that seemed capable of holding up the world. It pointed at the astral world and solemnly declared, "Let there be light."
Soon Klein, running into the old metropolis situated inside the fog of history, surveyed the surroundings and prepared to pray to the evernight goddess. All of a sudden, a faint sound rang out as an ancient wooden stake with traces of blood penetrated Klein's heart from behind. A figure phased into existence behind him. It was a cold-looking man wearing a half-top hat and a black trench coat. Gehrman Sparrow. Klein's pupils dilated as the crazy adventurer said in a deep voice, "Adam gave me humanity. What kind of humanity did you fabricate in that marionette of mine?" Adam turned his head and said with clear eyes, he was too tired. He wanted rest and freedom, even if it was only for a few seconds.
Adam is the eldest son of the ancient sun god and one of the 8 kings of angels. He is known as the angel of imagination. The ancient sun god had Adam and Amon in order to get rid of his excessive beyonder characteristics. Both of them were born with the uniqueness of their pathway. Hermes had doubts about Adam's true identity. Hence, he disguised as Mr. Wrath and joined the psychology alchemists with the true agenda of using them to find the ancient mind dragon Arihal, from whom he learned that Adam may not be Adam. It was later revealed that Adam's true identity is the ancient sun god. Adam arrived in the forsaken land of the gods to confront the true creator so they could merge, and he could be whole again. Adam used Orodes to trigger the Chaos Sea. Then he used the second blasphemy slate to form a connection with the triggered area of the Chaos Sea. He then stepped forward into the Shadow Curtain to confront the true creator. During Klein's apotheosis ritual, it was revealed that Adam started to fuse with the true creator with Adam as the dominant persona.
There are some things that make it easier to be infected the more you know.
Amon stroked the crystal monocle and made a tisk like Medici. "You're really crazy," Klein replied with a smile. "In the eyes of others, this is indeed insane. But to me, it's just a choice."
That bastard. Is it even possible to beat him? I can't think of a way to beat him. He won't leave me alone. In order for him to leave me, I might just kill myself right now.
How is Zoro's chakra? If you understand how Amon can steal away your fate without showing any anomalies, you will be even more terrified.
What do you mean by stealing away my fate? Leonard asked, feeling wary and puzzled.
Pal's old voice sighed. He will follow you there. Then you'll discover that your parents will be making him your son. Your wife will view him as her husband. Your child will treat him as their father. Your friends, everyone you know will treat him as you, and you will be the unlucky one. You will lose all connection with the real world and slowly die.
After laughing, Amon said with a smile, "To be honest, this is all very interesting. Are you really not considering becoming my blessed?"
As Klein walked into the room exhausted, his body trembled and his gaze froze. Across from his sitting on a chair was the marionette he had lost. The figure slowly stood up, and while putting on a crystal monocle on his right eye, said, "Don't randomly leave your marionettes around. They can be tracked." He can be anywhere and anyone. He can be a passerby on the streets, a bird on the roof, a stray dog on the road, a wretch in the slums, an insect in the wooden logs. He can also be the microbes in the air. You truly are powerful, cunning and terrifying, truly worthy of the title God of Deceit.
You a philosopher? The old man was taken aback as he blurted out. No, but I often bring up philosophical problems for others, just like who I am, where I am, and what's my future.
And if no one gives up and persists until the end, there won't be a winner. He will be the winner. Amon's brows pricked up as he smiled without saying a word. Klein looked at him and said with a smile, "Your every action is a product of meticulous planning. Even if you fail, you will have a way out. Anyway, do you want to take the bet?"
Can we take a moment to appreciate how terrifying Amon from Lord of the Mysteries is? Amon, also known as the Blasphemer, the Angel of Time, and the God of Deceit, was born from the error uniqueness from the ancient sun god. So basically what the error uniqueness is a physical manifestation of the concept of all errors. Throughout the epochs, Amon became one of the most terrifying kings of angels that even gods were scared of. Amon has no sense of ethics and pretty much pursued anything he found interesting. To him, everything and everyone, including humans, were nothing but playthings and toys. After all, being a natural-born mythical creature at the rank of a king of angels, to him, humans were not that much different than ants. Unluckily for our first main character of Lord of the Mysteries, Amon found an interest in specifically what was inside Klein Moretti. Throughout the novel, Klein Moretti had to deal with the terrifying things Amon did to him and the people around him. I can make an entire video on just how insane Amon's abilities are, and it even got to the point where Klein was questioning if it was even possible to beat him. The reason why it was almost impossible to kill Amon was because you had to destroy every single worm of time, which there can be millions of. And these worms of time can be parasitizing anyone. So for example, your mom can leave the house and when she comes back, it's not actually her because Amon parasitized and stole her destiny, becoming her. Amon's insane abilities basically allowed him to do whatever he wanted. He could steal anything that made you, you. So your individual thoughts, your entire mind, your soul, your body, and your destiny. I can't even describe the amount of paranoia Amon causes readers because he can be everything, everyone, and everywhere all at the same time. Even the bacteria on your hand could be Amon and you'd have no idea. Amon could be in you right now just listening and watching. And of course, that was only one part of his abilities. I'll probably make an entire series just on Amon's abilities and how crazy they are.
As soon as Klein entered, he immediately sensed
Bethel Abraham, also known as Mr. Door, was the ancestor of the Abraham family, who was banished to an isolated space of storms and darkness by the evernight goddess and the Lord of Storms in the War of Four Emperors.
Don't save me. Don't save me.
Mr. Door had been driving members of his family to insanity through his pleas for help. The whispers of an angel were enough to cause Beyonders of Abraham family members to go berserk and lose control.
On each full moon, the madness in me will be strengthened. I can't control it. I can only constantly call for help.
Lumian, wciąż czując mgliste rękawice bokserskie, nagle poczuł ciężką, gęstą, przerażającą i olśniewającą aurę patrzącą na niego z innego miejsca, połączonego z czarną dziurą w gnieździe ptaka z krwi i kości. Trzask, trzask! Lumian usłyszał, jak jego kości pękają, czaszka się zapada, żebra pękają, a ciało uciska warstwa po warstwie. Po uwolnieniu nagromadzonej siły estetyki, on, teraz wyższy, został natychmiast ściśnięty w niską, chudą i zwartą postać. Intensywny ból rozdarł jego umysł, a mózg zaczął się biernie kurczyć.
Imagine spending 2,000 years in endless torture, and when you finally break free, you get immediately jumped by 5 deities. So basically, this is Bethel Abraham, and he's a king of angels of the door pathway. He has a pretty long history in Lord of the Mysteries and overall is a pretty cool guy. For example, he's out here saving the world by sealing away black holes. However, during the War of the Four Emperors in the 4th Epoch, he gets corrupted by the Mother Goddess of Depravity, who is an absolutely terrifying cosmic horror great old one. As a result of his corruption, the Evernight Goddess and Lord of Storms banish Bethel Abraham to another dimension, where he spends the next 2,000 years getting his mind, body, and soul violated by the Mother Goddess of Depravity's corruption. Even though the corrupted part of Mr. Door's identity was slowly taking over his mind, he still retained enough sanity to send out ravings in an attempt to make his family members go mad or die if they advanced too high in the sequences, since if they did get too powerful, they could free him, which is exactly what happens in the 5th Epoch. And as soon as corrupted Mr. Door steps into reality, he instantly starts his advancement ritual to godhood. Seeing this, 5 of the Orthodox gods perform deities' descents from the astral world into reality in hopes of stopping corrupted Mr. Door, since if they don't, the Mother Goddess of Depravity would be able to break through the world barrier, which would kickstart the apocalypse and end the world. However, corrupted Mr. Door, with some borrowed power from the Mother Goddess of Depravity, straight up just tanks all of the Orthodox gods' attacks. And just when all hope looks lost, the Angel of Time Amon shows up and parasitizes Mr. Door. Using this opportunity, the real Mr. Door finally regains some control over his own body. Seeing this, Amon tells Mr. Door, "You wish to bring the disaster back to the real world? Give up, I have a way to deal with it. I'll let you sleep and let you get the peace you want." Which Mr. Door painfully responded with an alright. And then he allows Amon to take over his body. And through this, Amon was actually the one who advanced to godhood. And that was the end of Mr. Door, and honestly, he deserves the peace after all he went through.
LoTM's cosmic horror, the outer gods that make Cthulhu look like child's play. Think Cthulhu is terrifying? Wait until you meet the outer gods from Lord of the Mysteries. They're not just supernatural beings. They're mind-bending concepts that twist reality itself. Here's why they'll leave you sleepless. They're not gods, they're raw concepts. Twisted fundamentals. The Mother Goddess of Depravity isn't a typical deity. She embodies reproduction, decay, and the inevitable cycles of corruption. Mind-blowing fact. Her followers spawn monstrosities, turning even pregnancy into a dark omen. Their corruption is silent and insidious. Whispers in the void. The Son of Chaos doesn't need legions. A single dream or symbol is enough to unravel your sanity. Case in point. Remember Klein's descent into madness after encountering the true creator's eerie murmurs? You might never even realize you're being seduced by their influence. Their goals? Completely beyond human logic. Alien motives. The celestial worthy aims to blend our reality with the spirit realm. To it, humans are nothing more than insignificant ants in an endless cosmic game. Reality check debating with them is like a cockroach arguing philosophy. It's as absurd as it is futile. Knowledge is a one-way ticket to doom. Forbidden secrets. Just by learning about these outer gods, you risk a dangerous mutation of your mind. Think seers driven mad by forbidden rituals. Plot twist. The harder you resist, the more you might become a puppet in their cosmic play. Yes, even Amon isn't safe. Power is a trap you can't escape. Dangerous ascension. Dreaming of ascending to godhood? Congratulations, you just made yourself a prime target for these cosmic entities. Irony at its finest. The more you chase divine power to save humanity, the more you risk becoming the very vessel they exploit. They're inevitable. Our reality is just a blip. No true victory. The ancient sun god might have sealed them away. But these beings seep back into existence time and time again. Hard truth, Klein's victory in Book 1? It was only a brief pause in an endless apocalypse. Are you ready to face the cosmic horror, comment fool? If you dare read the blasphemy slate for a taste of forbidden power, or hit like if you prefer to stay blissfully unaware.
evernight goddess stands higher than the cosmos and more eternal than eternity. The mother of concealment, the empress of misfortune and horror, mistress of repose and silence.
The dragon has 3 heads. One to be a murderer who will unleash death. One to be a monarch whose crown will weigh heavy. And one to be mad whose ideas will change history.
Lord of the Mysteries, there is one person who isn't talked about enough. The first from the modern era out of the Saphira Castle. She helped cause the death of the ancient sun god at his request, led to the fall of the Antigonus family, and she is Klein Moretti's blesser and protector. Praise the mother of concealment. Praise the empress of misfortune and horror. Praise the lady of repose and silence. The evernight goddess, the goddess of misfortune.
I am the veil that separates dreams from reality, the shadow that lingers when the world sleeps. In the quiet of the night, I whisper forgotten truths to those brave enough to listen.
Who would win in a fight between Amon and the Evernight Goddess? This question really depends on which version you are talking about. If you're talking about current Evernight versus current Amon, Evernight absolutely destroys because Amon right now is only an angel. However, if you're talking about peak Amon versus peak Evernight, I would say Amon wins pretty easily. And that's because when Amon was the strongest in the Fool's Gambit, he was at the level of a half-great old one. Amon had full control over the door and arrow pathways and a partial control over the Saphira Castle Sephiroth. Evernight at her strongest only has one pathway, which is the darkness pathway that's fully accommodated, and it has the death and twilight giant pathways which are not fully accommodated. Evernight probably hasn't digested the other pathways just yet because in Koi it says that she's in a pretty delicate spot right now. If you're selecting both Amon and Evernight at like medium strength, for example, both of them being a dual sequence true god with no Sephiroths, I believe Evernight would win against Amon. And that's because she has a perfect toolkit to counter Amon's abilities. For example, her concealment powers are perfect to counter like error abilities, and her probability manipulation through her authority of misfortune is perfect for countering Amon's ability to steal anything. So in conclusion, Evernight wins currently, and she wins when both of them are dual sequence true gods, while Amon wins when both of them are at their peak strength.
A 1,000-year-old plan of deception, one which led to the death and defeat of the Twilight Giant beneath a dim sky, a plan perpetrated by none other than the mistress of misfortune. It's no wonder that Klein thinks that when it comes to horror, even Adam and Eve are inferior to the goddess.
Amonizes also these.
A lot of LoTM fans don't realize how broken the Evernight goddess truly is. And it's probably because none of you guys have read book 2. Like, Evernight is able to submerge the entire universe in still and unchanging darkness. She can extinguish fundamental concepts such as space, time, and even death. She holds authority over the darkness, Twilight Giant, Death, Pathways, and all of their associated concepts. Evernight can collapse space and time into a single point, manipulate the flow of time, and influence fate and destiny. She can erase people from existence, banishing them to concealed realms beyond reality. She can manipulate the 12-dimensional material world, along with higher realms such as the spirit and astral worlds whose very nature is said not to be bound by dimensionality. Her gaze alone can instantly kill. She can control time, decay foes with just her presence, and manipulates souls, minds, concepts, information, and fate. She rivals beings like Lumion who can throw objects across the universe. She's faster than others, who can traverse infinite distances within the spirit world where time overlaps, by the way, to places such as the Seven Lights and Sapphire Castle. She can also use the spirit world and astral world to instantly traverse reality. So yeah, I would say she's pretty fast. By the way, everything that I've said so far is just a glimpse of her true power.